That's our location. Guess we're working for the Lord today. Oh, you can see how tiny this is right here, and how I couldn't really put all my weight into this. Aim small, miss small. Hopefully it goes through, we'll see. We're gonna send it right through this hole, right down this way. Saw is not sharp. Yeah, saw is dull today. It'll get us through it. Now I gotta clean her up a little bit since I jacked it up. Make sure I stay faced out here, no matter what I do with the cleanup here of this. So, a little bit of work, not much. I'm just gonna break out those little pieces. And see where that puts me. It doesn't have to be. I can make my cut up high, and then nothing below is gonna matter.
Yeah.
All I had to do is create an opening for the tree to release. So none of this actually matters down here. So really I'm just opening up this corner a little bit, and that way it'll come off. I could really do a back cut right now and it'd be totally fine, but I'm gonna clean up just a hair. I think that'll be just fine because I'll be up here when I cut, so nothing here is gonna matter. Tree felling isn't always as critical as people make it out to be.
Are you leaving a wider hinge on this side because of the lean?
Actually, I'll probably, if I leave it wider anywhere, it'll be on this side because I want it to pull away from this tree next to it. I want it to keep coming out here no matter what.
I got you.
If it goes into the tree right here, those limbs are really strong, it'll hang up. But the tree next to it's like a willow and they're really small limbs, so it'll scoot past those. Okay. But it'll hang up in that tree. I have it directed, notched the correct way, so, but if I was to keep it thick anywhere, it would be on this side, pulling it, dragging it the way I want it to go. Okay. For all you tree felling professional armchair quarterbacks, I'll show you how ugly this is, and then I'll show you how perfectly it goes over. Two things here is they'll say your notch is too deep, and they'll say, gosh, you got Dutchmans all over the place and that thing is ugly and da da da. Well, watch, just watch. I got a ton of depth here where I can start cutting it up, and then I can get my wedges in, but it actually has a forward lean to it already. I'm not gonna have to wedge it. The only reason I would need to wedge this is to push it through those limbs. Yeah. I'll wait until it hangs up before I do that. I just don't want to spend effort and energy doing something that's not required. Banging wedges burns calories. That sucker.
Look at that piece right
groaned. There's gonna be a lot of tension in this piece of wood right here, so let me cut that real quick. All right, it really wasn't that tall. It had a really big base, but it tapered off so fast. When I came down between these two trees right here, I just came right down the center, obviously. Right out in this field. We're gonna chip these limbs. Chip the limbs, buck up the wood, leave the wood where it sits, and then 2 more parts to this video. A couple tree trimming, I'm gonna climb and do a little bit of rigging. And then 2 locust trees, thorny trees that we're gonna remove, chip, cut up the wood. I cut up this side as I was coming through. I had to reach this, as the tree was coming over, I had to reach around, and I wanted to keep cutting this side of the hinge. I wanted to keep cutting it. And keep this side so that it kept pulling this way out here. I didn't want it, if it would have went into these limbs, it could have stopped and stalled. Just a quick little movement here for my next little job at this location, which is just right here. Gonna trim up these 2 trees against the building. Everything hanging over the roof here, so what I'm gonna do is climb up through it, and then if I can jump over into this one and just piece it apart. It's bigger than it looks on camera, but if I can piece it apart I will, but otherwise I'll just put a pulley up here, tie it off here, pull it towards the tree and cut it off and lower it down or do something like that. Perfect. Yeah, there's a cable line that runs right through here. Drop zone's behind the tree, so if I'm gonna piece those out, I still have to keep them back here behind the tree. So I don't know, I'm gonna get up there and just fill it out and see what I see.
That one in your face that your hand's on, that's the last one that goes over.
I was gonna jump for it, but got the timing wrong. Yeah, I'll probably just piece this thing out.
Yeah.
People think I only do fir trees. You guys are crazy. YouTube crazies, that's what they are. Let me clear a couple of these little guys and I can see better. So my weight is mostly in this climb line right here. Like there's a little bit on the stick that I'm on, but it's not supporting near any of my weight. Most of it's here. I just want to make this small enough where I can manage it. I'll probably actually just set it down on the roof. Then as I go down, I'll grab it. I'm not just gonna like cut it and just toss it from here. I don't need to. Get it in a safe spot and then work on it. Right now all I have to miss is this line right here. And I'll just set it down right there and it'll be ready for me when I'm ready to get to it. So, oh, you can see how tiny this is right here and how I couldn't really put all my weight into this. I couldn't flip line out on this only, it would break. So my weight's up in there and I'm out here on the limb. So I'm gonna chunk down some of these. I'll just throw it out into the grass, keep it small. Headache. Yeah, this thing's really flimsy, so you can see how that weight distribution works there. Headache. So depending on which one I let out, if I let this flip line out, it's going to take me away from it. If I let this one out, it's going to take me towards the building. So you have to kind of decide which line to let in and out as you're moving around to keep yourself. The V, if you ever have a V going on, it's like the most comfortable, reliable position to be in with your positioning. Because I'm not working, I'm not stressing to stay where I'm at right now. I'm very balanced. Oh shoot, I'm out of battery.
I just switched them.
I know, I thought I put a charged one in there. The other one might be charged. If anything, I'll get the 2511 out, which I don't mind using that. It's my favorite one. I switched the new battery into my saw, and then Jake didn't know I did it, so he put the other one in from the bag, yeah, thinking it was the new one. Here's the top though, so oops, sliding down the stem. What I can do here is make this tiny where it can't hurt anything. There you go, the top is out. Gosh, this roof is bad. I don't know when this roof's last been cleaned off, but it is covered in moss and chestnuts or whatever those things are. It's gonna sound loud, but it's not gonna. I'm gonna just toss it on the sounds worse than it is. And don't worry about the spurs. I'm not actually like kicking in. I'm just balancing. I'm just sitting on top of it. It's going in the gravel.
Yep. Good.
There's a nice little pruned limb. So I've gone back up to my tie-in point and I've switched over to double line, because once I go back down there and I work on that other limb, I don't want to have to come back up to untie my tie-in point. So I'll just be double lined in. I can just rappel down from down there and just pull the rope out of the tree. Save myself a trip. Yeah, I'll just drop it on the roof and then I'll clean it up. My saw's getting dull. I need to get a new saw. All right, coming down. Now I just have to make sure I don't run out of climb line, because this is only 100 feet climb line. So if I was 50 feet up and 50 feet down, I'm gonna be out of rope right before I get to the ground or right at the ground. So I'll keep an eye on that. Now I have to go to this tree that's right behind me that you see right here and go get the limbs off that one off the roof. That should be a little easier because they're a lot smaller than these. Pretty good size here. Getting to see me climb something other than a fir. I just traversed right across the roof right here. I was like, well, am I gonna go all the way down and walk across and come back up this tree? I might as well just walk down the roof line. I wish I had a better drop zone. Gotta deal with what I got. This will be heavy. What I see I'm doing it is just peeling it down onto the roof so that it's not like jolting when I cut it. And then I'll just separate and maneuver it from here. I'll cut it up on my way down. Same thing with this one. Peel it down on the roof. And then but what I could always do is I can literally hang it up in the tree and cut it up into smaller pieces if I needed to. Headache! Oh, I don't want to do that. Never mind. Nope, that's gonna have a bad flop. Hang it up in the tree and then cut it up, fight it out, whatever you need to do. Maybe I'll grab that one too. There we go. How about a snap cut? Should we do a snap cut? Snap cut. There you go. Headache. How about another snap cut? In the dirt. Here's how I am around this main leader coming up. As I'm double lining down, you can see that's how I'm doing it. In case you guys are wondering what branch I'm over and what I trust.
And the control aspect.
Is there anything down there I can drop it straight down?
You're clear.
Clear.
Go ahead.
One more.
Yep.
I was like, don't walk off the roof, but then I thought, oh, I'm still tied in. I'm not gonna go very far. That looks nice and artsy. Still kind of goes out over the walkway and kind of shaded there. Artsy. They got all the hangers out. That flip line came flying down. Gotta watch that. Imagine if that came flying down and whipped back towards this window right here. Oh gosh, that would suck. The last piece to this job is these two locust trees right here. Both of these guys, we're gonna just fall these and chip them, almost all of them. We'll probably leave some of the stem wood here, but I'm set up right over here, so it's easy drag. And Jake's gonna fall this one, and then Chad will fall this other one over here. And there is kind of some buildings and some limbs and different things to watch out for here. Let's see how he does.
I'm off by like 2 inches on this side.
We can hit it with an axe.
That's what I'm
That'll
thinking.
still come out. Just finish off this side over here.
Okay.
Come all the way up with it, and it'll. Now we'll hit it with an axe. It'll pop out.
Pop.
Yeah. You don't
me
want
a
to change the
cut
direction of your face cut already. You don't want to change the direction of your
Right.
running. So if you
leave it there.
leave it there, yeah, and then check the gunning on it. Because if you keep cutting, if it keeps cutting back this way, it's gonna start turning the direction of the tree.
Right.
So that should knock out pretty easy with a hammer, geez, with an axe. There you go, hit it again. Come hit this side. There you go, hit it again. So you see how the tree's already leaning forward, so this was kind of like the same situation that I was just in on that first tree that I did. My face cut looked almost the same.
Okay.
It had some really nasty, you know, it wasn't perfectly clean. It didn't line up on both corners, but there's this huge gap now. So as long as this line above right here is straight where we want it to go, if you do your back cut and you stay up high, maybe even like an inch above this right here, then it'll be just fine. So as long as we're gunned right, which it looks like we are, then I would just start your back cut, stay above this portion right here. So maybe be like, when your back cut comes across, be like right here on height.
Above. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Level. Chad's turn. Aim small, miss small. Try to clean up this corner here, probably. Yeah, that's good. That looks good. We're off the buildings. That's a success. Well, that's all the adventure for today. We're just gonna chip this up and stack some more firewood over here, and that's gonna be it. Good looking wood. So yeah, guess I'll see you on the next one.